Hey guys, welcome back to ROMA'S kitchen. So, as you may know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So, in starting the new year, right, I'm going to be showing you how to make some plantain porridge. So, if you want to see how this gets made ROMA'S kitchen style, stick around right after this intro.
Girl, better can't cook. Ticket you pay your pretty look. You want live a restaurant and come done man bank book. Cook, recipe book.
So these are all the ingredients I'll be using in my plantain porridge, and I'll be telling you what each ingredient is as I go along and how much I use. So I have 3 plantains here, and yes, these are plantains. These are the plantains I can get here in China. They're pretty small, but they taste exactly the same like the plantains I could get back in Jamaica. So I'm going to be removing the skin from these plantains. I'm just going to remove both ends of the plantain. Then these sides that are kind of a little bit high on the plantain, I'm going to just cut along the sides. Just like this, and then I'm just going to be using the sides of my fingers to remove the plantain from the skin. And when doing this, you want to add a little oil to your hand just so you do not get your hands all stained. Now after removing all that, you want to take the knife and you want to just scrape your plantain a bit just to remove any of the excess plantain skin that might be on it, because you do not want to get your porridge stainy. It will give you that stainy taste at the back of your tongue if you leave any other green parts on your plantain. So once it's nice and scraped, you just want to cut up your plantains in a bowl with some water, because you do not want your plantain to go dark. Alright, so I have all 3 plantains here nice and peeled, and I cut them into some small pieces to add them to my blender. So I'm just going to give them a nice little rinse. Then I'm going to add them to my blender. And I'm going to throw that water away. Then I'm just going to add some fresh water to these plantains to blend them, and I'm adding here 2 cups of water. Now I'm just going to blend these for a few minutes until everything is nice and smooth. So once this is finished, I'm just going to go in with a spoon just to check that there are no bumps in it, there are no pieces, there are no chunks of plantains in. It's just nice and smooth. And so now I'm just going to get ready to cook this. So here in a pot over medium heat, I have 3 cups of water. Then to this, I'm going to be adding in 2 cinnamon sticks. Then of course, because I do not want this to be fresh, I'm going to be adding in from the get-go just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to mix everything together, and I'm going to leave this to get bubbling. So the moment I remove this pot cover, guys, all I'm smelling is some good cinnamon, and I just love that. So I know this will have the nice cinnamony flavor, which I love. So now I'm actually going to reduce the heat, and then I'm going to be adding in the plantain. And I'm going to add this a little at a time, and while I add this, I'm going to be whisking also, just so there won't be any lumps in my porridge. And remember, at this point your stove should be over some low heat. So I'm just adding here, adding the porridge, adding the plantain, and I'm just whisking as I go along. So I love coconut milk in my porridge, so I'm going to be adding to mine 3/4 cups of coconut milk, and this just gives it an extra yummy taste, extra yummy flavor. So you know, adding coconut milk to your porridge is definitely a plus. So I'm just going to add that all in, and then I'm just going to use my whisk and mix everything together. And at this point my pot is still over low heat. So next to this, I'm going to be adding in some more water. I'm not going to add much, I'm just going to add in about 3/4 cups more of water. Then I'm going to mix everything together. Then I'm going to cover this and allow it to cook for a good 10 minutes. So 10 minutes later, this is it. There are no lumps because this was over some low heat, and I'm just going to mix everything together once more. Then I'm going to prepare to add some more spices to my porridge. So I'm going in with some vanilla extract. I'm just going to be adding to this 2 teaspoons of the vanilla extract. Next, I'm going to go in with just 1 teaspoon of rose water. Then I'm just going to mix all this together, and my porridge is bubbling now. Once you see these bubbles, you know that your porridge is getting nice and thick. You do not need to add any flour or anything like that to your plantain porridge to get it nice and thick. Now next to this, I'm going to be adding in 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, and I'm just going to add some freshly grated nutmeg. It just gives it a better flavor, but if you only have ground nutmeg, you can go ahead and add that in. And I'm just going to mix everything together again. And once I tasted this, I felt that it needed more sweetening, so I'm going to be adding once more another tablespoon of condensed milk. Remember guys, add your sweetener a little at a time, so you can always add more, but if you add too much at once, you cannot take it out. So I'm going to be adding in some more sugar as well, just 1.5 tablespoons more of sugar. And remember, the condensed milk and the sugar is according to your liking, but of course add them a little at a time. And I'm just going to mix this all together. My pot is actually still over low heat. And my porridge is just at the right thickness that I like it. So lastly, I'm going to be adding in just a pinch of salt. And then this is perfect. I'm just going to mix this around for the last time. And then now I can turn my stove off. And then I'm just going to share my porridge. So here I have my porridge. I served it with some extra nutmeg on top, and then I also served it with some bread because I like to have bread with my porridge. Let me know in the comment section what you like to have your porridge with, and if you enjoyed this video also let me know. If you like the video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, don't forget to share the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your post notifications on. Until next video.